should veterans tell others about their VA ratings? I'm going to kick it to you, but before I do, I took a poll, right? I know I took polls.
Yes.
Here we are. I'm on Veterans Daily channel right now, so I haven't seen the results of this. This was 10 days ago. We're supposed to do this last week. But right now I'm going to vote so we can see the results. I can tell you personally, I am PNT and I do not. So that's the option I'm going to choose. And here we are. We have 22. So there's 2 yeses and 2 nos. The 2 yeses are I am PNT and I do, or I would. That is 51% if I can do math on screen. And then the other ones would be 49%. So it's about a 50-50 split on, do people use their DV plates on their primary vehicle or not? And so it really comes down, that's an underlining question of, should veterans tell others about their VA disability rating? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, God, man. So like everything in this world, it's all nuanced, right? So I personally, typically, yes. And the reason why is because I'm walking through with them. Maybe, look, you never filed or anything because you don't think you rate, because you have your arms and legs and can do this. Well, so can I, and I'm rated and I did everything the right way. I didn't fake anything, right? To just kind of hammer the point home and to explain from a personal level, even if it's somebody that I don't know well, to a veteran. So veteran to veteran, right? Not veteran to somebody who's not a veteran who, why don't go there, because they get all wrapped around the axle on weird shit. So if you're using it to bring the points home, share some information, be able to kind of give some sort of a reality check on things, and you need to use it as an example. For example, I'm rated for my back and I have radiculopathy and I got rated for this, for that, and this for that. Obviously, it's good to throw in. Results may vary, right? Results may vary. It would be an important kind of little tagline, I guess, in there. But I would say you're not going to just throw it out there to fucking, to pat yourself on the back, right? That would be weird. So if you're using it and telling people for the right reasons to help them open their eyes and their awareness, I'm all about it. That second one, DV plates, that's a hard thing, man. That's a hard thing, because for some of us, it's like, okay, I'm rated at 100% permanent and total, but it's for like I got 60% because my eyeball's a snow globe now, right? So that alone is a pretty big rating. It's not that hard to stack on some more to get to where you need to be. And so when you get out of your car, although my back, I mean, if I drive more than 15 minutes, I'm a little hunched over when I get out, so I really look like I should be in that parking spot. So I do have DV plates on my vehicle because, really, quite frankly, I don't want I'm saving money, right? You put it on the most expensive vehicle that you have, and now you don't have registration fees. So it's a saving money thing. I'm a fan of separating it out. Would you like both? Would you like one? Would you like the other? Do you just want them waived and no blue cube? I'll take the one without the blue cube. I'm cool with that. I just don't want to pay fees, but they make you take the blue cube, right? The little handicap cube on your vehicle. So, that's kind of my thoughts on that. I know it's a bit long-winded. I want to hear you, Clay. Go.
Oh yeah. So this is such a weird question. And when I asked this in previous videos, I got all kinds of responses, and it kind of comes down to this. First, I'll speak from the perspective of myself. We're content creators on VA disability. You can watch 10 of our videos and figure out our VA disability ratings just by what we're saying. Okay. And so it's difficult for us to hide it. So we just don't personally. Well, I don't personally. And so outside of that context, should a veteran tell people about their VA disability ratings? I'm actually going to say no. I've heard stories, not me personally, but I've heard stories of family members kind of looking down on veterans because they are, how do I say this? It's like a welfare check almost, right? It's like, oh, you are able-bodied. You don't deserve that, $4,000 a check per month. That's not taxable. And I understand where they're coming from, although it's ignorance, because like you said, it's not always your musculoskeletal conditions like your back, your knees, your shoulders. You could have 70% for mental health, not to mention the 20+ year war we're kind of out of, kind of still in. I don't really know what that looks like right now. You could have mental health going on. You could have sleep apnea. Those two right there, 70-50, that's 90. Right? That's just two. That has nothing to do with your ability to do front flips or back flips, assuming you're flipping in the first place, right? So it's not always your musculoskeletal conditions, but when you hear VA disability, that's what people refer to, the blue placard with the wheelchair. And it kind of gets down into, I'll explain why I do not have DV plates on. It kind of varies by state. But in Virginia, you can have the tax exemption for your vehicle, but not request the DV plates. So I have a normal license plate. If I did request the DV plate, by the way, for the record, I would have the DV on there, and I would do C1V, D1V for CivDiv. Just food for thought. If I did it, that's what I would do. That has nothing to do with my answer, but the reason why I don't is exactly what you said. I don't want.
You have that option.
I'm already on YouTube spouting all this stuff, right? Which is, I would say for myself, I definitely give out way too much personal information. I should probably pull back on that, but it's already out there. Two, when I go to Harris Teeter or Walmart or wherever it is I'm shopping at, right? I don't want the general public to know, hey, I'm getting out of my minivan. I do drive a minivan, by the way. I have 4 kids. I have a stroller. I only have a 10% rating for my back. That's my only muscle and a wrist. I have 10% for my back, 10% for my wrist. Those are my only musculoskeletal ratings. And so you would think disabled because of DV plate, but it's not that at all. 10% could be pain with motion. So I can bend down to the floor and pick up my baby, right? And it's weird things like that. People really don't understand VA disability. And I just wish it would change to VA compensation. That would make me sleep better at night. And it's the whole thing of, do I think veterans should tell other people? I don't think so. I think you get your rating personally. I think you get your rating. I think you keep it to yourself. Your immediate family members, like your spouse, your children for the Chapter 35. Other than that, just kind of get that, house up in the mountains in the cabin and chill,
Yeah. So my question then to you, Clay, is, and I agree, you don't need to be telling the general public, even family, right? Because they get weird. So what about other veterans, though? You're a veteran, you come across another veteran, the stories go back and forth. Hey, so are you all squared away with the VA? No, I don't need that. Or no, I can't qualify. Where's that conversation go?
I think if it's a personal relationship, or if it's a one-on-one, face-to-face, then absolutely. Okay. 100%, especially if you're trying to help that veteran, saying, hey, here's what I did for my migraines. I know your migraines are just as bad, if not worse. Here's what I did. I did the statement. I talked to my provider. I got prescribed medication. I refilled my prescriptions to show my frequency and severity and have that talk. I think it's totally okay to do that. I would caution, and I think you would agree with me on this one. I would caution going on like Reddit or Facebook or even YouTube comment section telling everyone you're 100% P&T, because it's not going to be received well, and I can tell you that from experience.
Right. Yeah. And I think that what I would envision here is everybody who watches our videos, regardless of what channel, they have enough information to really be dangerous, right? In a good way, right? Dangerous to the VA, getting their stuff through. They have enough knowledge to where when they do meet somebody out at a coffee shop who's wearing a hat that identifies whatever, they see a CIB or something on there, and they're like, oh, hey, you know, you served in whatever, and it goes on and on. They're sitting there waiting for their coffee. They mention it. They mention a few things. Maybe they mention some of their ratings, whatever. You could do it too. You should watch these channels on YouTube to get more information, right? Because no, look, we barely know what we know, right? So, and we talk about this stuff every day, and you know, just the more guiding people to more information is a good thing. Even if you're driving them to the VA, it's a little dry. It's a little dry to read through some of the VA stuff, but if you're driving them to some channels on YouTube, it will help them start to understand a little more, and then go from there. So I think that that's probably what I would be looking for. I think from somebody, or guiding them to an accredited rep in their neighborhood if they know one, right? Ideally, go there, just have a benefits check-in and talk with that accredited rep, right? So yeah, I agree. Anything else you want to throw in?
Nah, just you know, I would caution, if veterans do talk about their rating, I would caution on who it is they tell that to. You never know someone's intentions, and I don't want to, you know, poke the bee's nest, but you tell enough people, people are going to start looking at you, right? And saying, well, an anonymous report to the OIG wouldn't hurt. And it's like, okay, like one, you don't understand VA compensation. You're looking at VA disability. Now you have OIG reports, and it's just not
right. Like Judge Judy. You probably wouldn't want to tell Judge Judy that you're a disabled veteran.
I'm going to link that video below in the comments because I know someone's going to ask about it. But yes,
you should, because that still pisses me off.
1,000%. And a side note, based on what you said, is if you did refer the veteran to Veterans Daily, they would also get Veterans Info Tap and CivDiv. So it's a three for one deal there, right?